Hi, State Rep Joe Hohenstein. I'm checking in with the video message for the week. And this was a really busy week in Harrisburg. We had the Speaker of the House resign on Wednesday. But the big thing that happened was on Monday when my colleagues from the Black Legislative Caucus took over the rostrum and declared that Black Lives Matter. And I was happy to support them in that because what they were pointing out is that we've had a slate of bills that would deal with police reform and police accountability that has gone unattended for years. And some of those bills that I'm supporting would mandate PTSD therapy and training for an officer involved in a lethal force event. And I would also support those same mechanisms and those same treatments for community members and anyone involved in an event of that type. And some of the other legislation would require background checks, making sure that we're not having bad eggs go from one district to another. And finally, also dealing with body cams and doing a study, making sure that they're used in ways that really make everybody safer. And I also have been talking with people, been talking with constituents, talking with police officers, and one officer in particular yesterday, and frankly, all of the officers that I've talked to about this, all of the people that I've talked about this, acknowledge that George Floyd's killing was a murder and it should not have happened, and that the people who did it deserve to be punished. But this one officer yesterday has mentioned to me the phrase foolish pride, and he said, if we cling too heavily and too hard to always being right, we miss the fact that there is strength to be gained when we say we need to fix and to change things and to do things differently. And one example I'll give you of that is a shooting that occurred in Kensington a little bit less than a year ago. And it was a man with a box cutter. He was surrounded by the police, and bystanders were saying, tase him, tase him. They needed him restrained. They said, look, we know this guy. And the police looked in their holsters, and all of them on the scene, none of them had a taser. They all had guns, but they hadn't been trained and certified in using the lower level of restraint that was appropriate for the situation. That's the kind of change that we need to be able to get to if we're going to reform how we police, reform how people of color and all of our communities interact with the police. Because one thing that I want everyone to recognize is we need safe and secure communities. It's what everybody wants. But the only way to get to that is to recognize that all communities need to feel safe and secure with the police that are charged with protecting and serving them. So that's what we've got to get to, and we've got a long way to go. And I'll be checking in every week and also listening to everybody who calls or emails and checking back with you. So please stay in touch and stay safe.